Sears, how did it fall from the great place that it was to where it is today? Hi, I'm Terry Brock, and I was reading an article in today's Wall Street Journal that was pretty amazing, looking at what went on, talking to people that were involved with Sears as it's been there. As you probably know, Sears was the iconic retailer in America. Sears and Roebuck, as it was known before, was very famous for their catalog, how they stayed in touch with consumers. Many people would go there over anything else. I remember, matter of fact, when I was first out of undergraduate school, I was working in a radio station. Working in the radio station, I was in the sales department, getting out there and trying to get sales. And I remember another one of our people there was a woman that was a little bit older than me. She was, I would estimate, in her 40s or so at that time. And she was named Marilyn. I don't remember her last name, but I do remember it was Marilyn. And she was talking about how she had to go get something. She needed to get some clothing or some other things for her home. And she would always trust Sears. You know you can trust Sears, she would say. That's the place to go. Well, that's what it used to be. But of course, the important lesson is we cannot sit back and rest on our laurels. Too often throughout history, people think it'll always be this way. Hey, this is the way it is now. It'll always be that way. And that's dangerous thinking. This article here, let me just bounce over here and let you take a look at this as well. Is really well done. This is in today's Wall Street Journal as I'm recording this here. Talk about Sears, how Sears lost the American shopper. And they made some really good points here. Matter of fact, here, this is people looking out at Chicago, where their headquarters was with Sears, from what was called the Sears Tower. It's now called the Willis Tower. And you think, here's somebody that was really, really good. This company was strong, and yet they got clobbered. And what did they do? Well, they got into some areas here like Sears Financial Network and Allstate and Dean Witter. They started expanding out. And maybe now we look back in retrospect going, maybe that wasn't such a good idea. Maybe they should have stuck to their knitting, that kind of thing, and what they did. But here's something I thought was really interesting right here from Lynn Walsh. She was one of the executives there, and she said there was a new policy where in every conference room, one of the chairs had the cloth label on it that said the customer. Great idea. Matter of fact, Jeff Bezos talks about that. And right now in Amazon, they have a chair that is empty for the customer. We need to keep that in mind. That was a great idea, but the point was every conversation needs to be what the customer wants. Now, in my first meeting where there was that chair, there was a conversation about Walmart and do we need to be concerned? I remember listening to the senior executives in the room conclude Walmart can't touch us. And of course, now we look at that and go, yeah, right. Well, fatal last words. And that's a thing that you and I have to be aware of. We can sit back and go, they can't touch us. They can't do it. Sometimes that competition is going to come from out of nowhere. Kind of like, think about another icon that has gone down, Kodak. Kodak was strong. They were in the film business, literally film. They would use that. And cameras, they owned it. Little did they think that somebody like Apple, who was Apple Computer at that time, creating desktop computers, would come along and eat their lunch and to change the entire industry. These kind of things happen quickly. And you see, we saw they were using their catalog. Their catalog got axed in the 1990s. Now, I don't know, but I'm thinking that might have been a huge mistake. Communication with your customer, giving them what they want is critical. Sears had their iconic catalog. It was famous in America. People would go through it and they make their plans for Christmas shopping, make the plans for holidays, for birthdays, for anniversaries, wedding gifts, all of that through the Sears catalog. It was huge and it didn't do as well, so they dropped it as well. And then they went over to more clothing. Here was the other thing. They went to the softer side of Sears, more clothing versus the appliances. And here's what happened. They were strong in the appliances. Here's this line right here, which is the hard line, their appliances and tools, et cetera, and then the soft line, apparel and home decor. And you see, they thought, well, we're going to put more emphasis on this. We got a higher profit margin, and people buy this more often. But you see, look what happened. Over time, it just kept declining and declining. And of course, there's a whole lot more. I'd encourage you to go back and read this. And by the way, also, they were in malls, still known as like the anchor spot in the mall. And of course, that changed as well. And we're seeing that much changed as well. So here's the lesson that I think we're all looking at and realizing, and it's very important for you and me. Don't rest on your laurels. And don't assume that what was, is, or even more dangerous, will be. Keep changing, keep reinventing based on what the market is saying. If we sit back and rest on our laurels, we're in trouble. I remember professional speaker Al Walker. I gave some words of wisdom once from the platform. He's a buddy of mine. Hi, Al. Hope you're doing well. Really helped me. He said, I noticed the first time I sit back and I think, hey, I'm doing all right. And you lace your fingers behind your head, put your feet up on the desk and say, I can take it easy now. that's the first sign that things are going to go bad. And I found that true in my own life. When I sit back going, man, I'm doing pretty well here. I can just sit back, take it easy, just coast along for a little bit. That's the first sign something is going wrong with Terry. And I got to turn that around and keep reinventing. So my challenge to you, my encouragement to you is to keep reinventing. What are you doing that a new Walmart is going to come along and take it from you? What is it you're doing in business or even in life? Keep relevant, keep refreshing, and keep new. By the way, you stay alive that way. Keep working on it. I look forward to hearing from you. Please subscribe to this. If you're getting it on Facebook, love to hear from you there. Jump in, be with us. If you're getting this over on YouTube, please subscribe. We really, really, really want to hear from you on that. Getting it over on Steemit, hey, we got room for a few more upvotes. And would love to have you follow me over there. Wherever you're getting this, I want to hear from you. I'm Terry Brock over at terrybrock.com. That's TerryBrock.com. I'll look forward to hearing from you. And hey, thank you for joining me. And don't become another Sears. Keep reinventing yourself and keep responding to the current and future wishes of the marketplace.